Well,
Provided
those are rumors. Well, maybe you should have been obligated to your wife whenever you were having an affair with me.
Ooh, wasn't expecting that much tea this morning.
We will examine Rachel's child support case against her ex-husband Terry today. Terry is all for child support, but he insists on one requirement, which puts the court in a hard position throughout the hearing.
Okay, Miss Canada. All right. You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I'm seeking child support and back pay from the...
Oh, it's really kind to call him that. This man exudes such maturity and love that the court was impressed.
That's what I like. Just get right into it. How old is the child?
The child is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
And I have not received any child support.
In 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, what a narrative twist. 3 whole years without the man providing child support. I'm sure he's simply been too busy. Whatever he was doing, he shouldn't have bothered with someone who despises him so much.
All right. Sir, is there a reason you haven't given her any child support in the past 3 years?
Yes, ma'am, there is.
What is that?
We've been discussing the paternity obligation.
Wow, he appears completely different from the woman seated across from him. She isn't as agitated or prepared to argue with him, and the argument he made also raises valid concerns about his defense under
the circumstances, I don't think I was the only person having a fling with Rocky at the time that she and I had that time.
Terry acknowledged that he had a liaison with Rachel, but he also took her down with him, who said she was the only one aiming for the jugular.
Excuse me? Are you implying something?
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I understand that you may have been seeing some other people in addition to me. And the reason that I have...
2 minutes into the case, we already see the nerves erupting from the Mrs. Brain. Why wouldn't that be the case? Those discoveries are extremely harsh and devastating for someone battling child support.
Well, those are rumors.
I understand that. I understand that. But you haven't complied with my request for DNA test either, and that's my key. Is that if I have an obligation, I like to make sure it is my obligation and not the obligation of some other.
We now all know that Terry is justified in questioning what he believes to be true, particularly if his accusations are accurate. However, Rachel did not take it well and chose to respond appropriately.
Well, maybe you should have been obligated to your wife whenever you were having an affair with me.
You're right about that. And honest truth is
you are admitting that you're married?
Yes.
Well, he thought he could slip an affair past his wife, but now he's in the middle of the biggest problem, cheating on a secret child, and facing a judicial confrontation. It's really a masterclass in having things go wrong.
And I've told her. I've told her that we had this fling.
You didn't tell me you were married until after.
That's correct. That's correct. I did not tell you.
I'm sorry, I won't disrupt you guys anymore.
To be honest, these two required a therapy far more than a courtroom, which might have spared everyone the headache. Even the judge appeared fascinated, as if they had witnessed this same worn-out, dishonest drama unfold 100 times before.
So, from my perspective, Your Honor, I certainly understand the situation. I'm not trying to be hard-hearted, so to speak, about this, but I think that there's some other questions that need to be answered before we agree on paying any kind of support, because at this point, we haven't confirmed whose child.
Who knew that courtrooms could be used as live soap operas? At this rate, the judge...
Okay, well, I definitely have some questions too, but I don't think they have anything to do with child support. It's more about you guys' backstory, but that has nothing to do.
Rachel could not have been more mistaken if she had truly believed that the judge would simply pull out the red carpet and give her child support from Terry, even though she had been legally required to undergo...
Has this man taken a DNA test at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Did he sign anything at the hospital?
No, he wasn't
acknowledging that he was the father?
She first brought a man before the court for child support even though his name wasn't on any of the documents, and then she made up a story about him avoiding payments to keep his wife in the dark.
Does have a valid point. Before we can actually place him on child support, he either has to accept parentage, which according to what I'm hearing, you're really not accepting it.
He's in denial about his affair and doesn't want his wife to.
Judge Von Abe made the appropriate decision. Terry had a DNA test to finally resolve this, and the results were very favorable to him because Rachel would be finding other prey to eat because he was not the father.